Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Reecee News. And apparently we're still waiting for this Nintendo Direct to come. And I mean, I'm kind of over the fact that we're all impatient and stuff like that. I'm not really that impatient for a Direct. I'll wait as long as I need to. Except if it's March. March is like way too long since the last Direct. Because when there was a big gap between the September 2017 Direct and then the March 2018 Direct, at least there was a mini Direct in the middle to kind of clear up a few things, add a few new games. Like there was actually a decent amount of games revealed in that mini Direct. Actually more than some normal Directs, arguably. But and then the other long gap was between September of 2019, September of 2018 and February of 2019. That was a pretty big gap because it was actually a little tiny bit shorter than the gap we're in right now because the gap basically ended for that like a year ago from this week. Actually, a year ago from today is when the February Direct from last year was. So everyone's kind of was expecting a Direct this week, but we didn't get one. And there's multiple reasons why people want to Direct really soon as possible. Last year when there was a big gap between the Directs, at least there was a few big announcements at the Game Awards, especially the Joker announcement for Smash Bros. But this year, there was basically nothing. No first-party games. They were all third-party Switch exclusives, and there weren't any first-party games there. And Nintendo still needs to reveal the rest of their first-party lineup for 2020. Sure, they'll finish it up at E3 and maybe a September Direct for their full 2020 plan, because we're not really gonna know all of the holiday games until E3, but we're at least gonna know some of them by the next Nintendo Direct. So we still need to know those games, and we still need to know all the games in between, like the ones coming out in the summer and everything like that. I mean, it's kind of important for Nintendo to tell us what they have in plan, because we basically know nothing past Animal Crossing, except for Breath of the Wild 2, which I don't even think will come out in 2020. I believe it will come out in 2021 at the earliest, but who knows, Nintendo could blow my mind and say that it comes out in 2020, but I don't really think it will. I think it will come out in 2021. But another one is Xenoblade Chronicles Remake / re-release or whatever it is. It looks like a remake. They upgraded most of the graphics on it, so it probably is partially a remake. They probably reused a few things from the original game. I don't know. They didn't reveal any information on it. So I'm thinking that might be another spring title, if not a summer title. That may be the the title that kind of is between spring and summer, right after E3 in June. But it's usually reserved for a Mario game. Last year was Super Mario Maker 2, which was a pretty big game. I'm actually surprised that wasn't a holiday release, but that was actually it was a pretty good decision to put out a pretty big game in the middle of the year like that to kind of tide all the Nintendo fans over. So because there wasn't really that many big spring releases. There was Yoshi's Crafted World last year, but that's not as big as Animal Crossing. But Super Mario Maker 2 was probably the second biggest game of that year, other than Pokemon or Luigi's Mansion 3. So that was a pretty good idea to release that right at the end of spring and at the beginning of summer. So I'm thinking there might be a Mario sports game or something like that for the end of, or maybe even the Paper Mario game, because that was leaked a while back for the Switch. I think it's either a remake of 64 or it's a game that goes back to the roots of Paper Mario. but would still add like a few elements, kind of like how the Return to Form games are, like Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion are on the Switch, and to a degree Breath of the Wild. But that is a really possible June release, because sometimes they reveal a lot of their games like not that long before, just like how they did with Mario Maker. But Paper Mario, again, that could also be like a September or even November release too, because Paper Mario is not the biggest game, but it still draws in a lot of people, and Paper Mario still is a considerably large franchise on Nintendo consoles as being a part of Mario. So I also think a Nintendo Direct is coming really soon, maybe even next week. I'm not just gonna keep saying, oh, Nintendo Direct next week, oh, another Direct next week, but like, I feel like another pattern for the Nintendo Directs is usually NES title or an SNES title now usually come out a day after the Nintendo Direct, or on the same day sometime. So I'm thinking the Direct might be on the 18th or 19th. So just keep that in mind also. It doesn't really mean that much, but it could lead the way to a potential Direct date, and we could get an announcement maybe on like even Monday or something like that. I don't know. It's just a prediction, but it may happen, it may not happen. Who knows? Maybe the next Direct we'll get is E3. Hopefully not. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Goodbye.